This is Salamancer. You are watching SalTV Competitive TF2, and today we do have two awesome teams here, SYOPS versus Goomba and friends. And I just want to point out that this paper hat, I mean, look at how detailed that is. It's got the sniper comic like folded up on it. That is so awesome. And look at all the A's. Those A's just make it for me. But yeah, Goomba versus SYOPS. Goomba's going to be in the blue, SYOPS in the red here on Pro Viaduct. This map does differ from some important ways from normal Viaduct, and we'll go over those in a second. But the most important has got to be the dog bread. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, you haven't watched enough SalTV casts yet, because I always talk about the dog bread. But we do have Goomba and friends pushing up here. Marxist, the medic for Goomba, hanging out behind, and it does look like right now Mala, the med for SYOPS, is already down. So we've got a robot jumping in, trying to get the kill on Marxist. Of course, if he had gotten that, it was a high-risk play, but if he'd gotten it, it would have secured an even Uber situation for SYOPS. Sadly, he did not. So now we have Hugh Laurie, the scout, standing up here. And yes, I have seen Hugh Laurie before. In fact, I've seen pretty much all these guys before. Bot, Hugh, Adamus, I met at QuakeCon. All of them, of course, pretty solid players here in ESEA Intermediate. And they're just going to be trying to defend their med right now against the inevitable bomb. Nice kill on Trisk, who jumped up there to try to get the kill, but incoming Uber, so it looks like the Uber was forced. Moonchild, actually. Okay, we're going to go over the SYOPS roster real quick here, too, because this roster, pretty star-studded. And I know you guys have seen some games of SYOPS before. These guys were actually the first guys that started casting in more or less some form. Charisse, a.k.a. Miss Awesome, is still was still the med. I think she still mains med, but right now she's playing demo because maybe their demo was not available that day, and that kind of sucks when you got those kind of roster issues. But that is what they're doing. But you've got Trisk, who was top of open, one of the soldiers for a while on, I think, was it banned from eHarmony or 10 points to Gryffindor possibly? One of those teams with Giphy on it. You got Blueberry Villain, who's been with SYOPS for a while. You got Moonchild, and this is the same Moonchild that we saw in, was it the Mighty Ducks? I think it was the Mighty Ducks, who is just like a beast at aiming. So, of course, definitely deserves to at least be in the top of intermediates, and we'll see what happens this game. Sadly, roster issues may cause problems, but I've been told it's an exciting game, so we'll stick around. Collide taking a bit of damage here. Sadly, I don't think that damage was all called out, or somebody... Oh, there you go, they did. Blueberry jumped in to try and take that demo man, so they did call out that the demo was lit, as it were. And people have asked before, what does it mean to be lit? What does it mean to be ripped, or whatever it is? And all that just means is he's really damaged, really hurt, and a couple of like pellets from a scattergun would kill him. Blueberry, getting some good shots off on Waka. I think he actually got that kill, but did get taken out himself as well. Anyway, the Ubers are even right now, and it looks like SYOPS having a little bit of trouble holding onto it for too long, but they did kind of tie the scores up. So for the moment, they should be okay. They want to jump in and maybe force their opponents back a little bit, but they've lost their demo, which makes things tough. Now they're going to have Trisk jumping in, trying to maintain some aggression, because the more space you can take... Oh, look at the shots! That was actually a scout finishing off that soldier, but of course a lot of damage done by Trisk. The more ground you can take from your enemies, the better you're going to be on this map. You can take that mid, especially if you can take it without ever popping an Uber like they did. That was a complete non-Uber push. They lost their demo man, and they still, with the soldiers and scouts, managed to force their opponents back. Now, Bot is on the sniper. He's going to be sneaking out here looking for a kill. Does not manage to hit it. And maybe it's because of all those festive lights on his gun. I don't know. I don't think they help your aim at all, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I didn't know you could actually sneak around this side and get that kind of aim, though. So that's interesting that he managed to go for it. He does, I think, realize that Moonchild is there to snipe as well, but Trisk actually jumps in and gets that kill. That is what your soldiers need to do on this map. You got to get aggressive as a soldier, take down the opposing snipers whenever you can, because now Moonchild, look at what position he is in. He can just sit here and snipe from way back here. Nobody can get anywhere near him unless they have like a spy or something. So the only option to really take him out is going to be counter-sniping, and that sucks. And yeah, Moonchild going for this this little angle as well. This is a new angle for me, so I had never seen people snipe from there before, but apparently it's effective.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
And he's going to be shot in the head by Bot. So Bot actually getting the kill on Moonchild. Going to be proud of that one, because Moonchild has the aims, I got to tell you. Goomba and friends pushing in right now with their Uber, and they've gotten a bunch of kills here. So quite a useful thing for them to recapture that point and try to catch up in the times. Once again, this is a close round. Despite not having their main demo man, it seems like they are doing pretty well here on SYOPS, and we're going to see what the demo decides to do. Are they going to jump in and go for the suicide attacks, or are they going to try and make a full-fledged push? Looks like Moonchild gets taken down right away. Trying to push their entire team through this choke point can be very, very dangerous, especially when the enemy soldiers already have positioning. But a couple of good kills gets them in. Can they take the point back here? SYOPS want to grab that point. It looks like they have. Where is the rest of that team? It looks like they are all just backed up into this corner. Not going to be good for them. Cherries jumping in very effectively. Did not manage to get the kills. Collide actually getting a couple of fadeaway kills, as it were. Kills on the enemy while they were in retreat. But at the very least, SYOPS managed to recapture the point, push their opponents all the way back into their spawn. And now they just need to set up some traps and wait for their opponents to try and push into them. The more traps that exist on this map, the better. You kind of prevent your opponents from getting in, but it looks like their medic is down. Moonchild down as well, and that's not going to be good for SYOPS at all. Only a couple players left alive right now. Cherries coming in, trying to get the damage done, and will send that soldier flying away. Actually finished off Atomisk, who was just kind of standing on those stickies, not realizing what the heck was going on. You know, we've all done that. You just kind of walk over stickies when the Uber's over, and you're like, wait a minute, where'd my Uber go? And all of a sudden, you're like flying through the air dead because there was a demo man, and you didn't realize it. Oh, it's like Waka does have a little bit of a fight going on here with the soldier. SYOPS taken down once again. Bot is just dominating this guy, and I wonder why that is. Moonchild not having an easy time of playing this game. Nonetheless, Goomba is going to lose the point again. A very close round right now. Look at the times, but here's the thing. They can afford it. They take down Mala. A nice shot there. And Waka just doing his best to defend this point. The thing is, if you're at that point at the end of a round where you can kind of afford to lose the point and still hold on to it because you've got an Uber, whatever the case, losing the point is actually perfectly okay, because look at this, SYOPS not able to get on the point fast enough. Oh, they do put it in overtime though, but no. Oh my gosh, he just barely walked past that log, got taken off the point, and that will mean SYOPS loses that round. A Goomba and friends, I'm sorry, I was about to say Goomba Stomp. Goomba and friends up 1-0 in this round of Viaduct. I guess we'll stick on the Heliori cam and see what our scout does here on Viaduct. Scout, an extremely important role. You've got to make sure your enemies do not flank you, and you've got to be constantly looking for flank opportunities for your enemies. Red team losing a demo very, very fast, losing in fact a lot of players, so the big aggression from the scouts, from the soldiers coming in for Goomba and friends is working out pretty well. Hugh Laurie got to be careful here, but his fellow scout bot comes in to save him. And there goes Hugh, so gets taken out there. And one thing to note, actually, I have said in the past that typically you kind of want your roaming soldier, to play sniper, and you want to keep your two scouts on the field. That can be a very important thing. But both of these teams actually have really, really good snipers in the form of Bot and Moonchild. And so we actually are not going to see the roamers off-classing as much as we're going to see it from the scouts. Playing down a scout when you go up to a sniper just means you've really got to be watching those flanks with one of your roaming soldiers. That's all there is to it. And you got to have that roaming soldier constantly looking to take out the enemy sniper wherever he may be. So Cherry's just standing back here doing some damage to the blue team. I'm sorry, to Goomba and friends. And Goomba's going to be sitting back, waiting for their opportunity to push. They do not have an Uber yet. In fact, their medic is pretty far forward, considering they don't have Uber. But Collide is going to come in and start dealing some damage. And he has been playing a good demo man so far this game, so we'll see if he can't hurt people, make way for his team to get in. Going for the spam over the top here. And are these pills actually hitting anybody? Not really right now, but still a useful thing to do, sending in the sticks, sending in the pills. And now we've got soldier aggression onto the point. Blue soldier jumping into the center. And of course, this is King of the Hill. So everything is about how you can position yourself above that center point. Can you actually get in and capture it? Keep your enemies away for long enough to do that capping. Well, right now there is going to be an Uber. So Uber v Uber, we're just going to watch people kind of jump away from it. And that's what you do when the enemy has an Uber. You kind of try and stay away from them as long as possible. And then once the Uber fades, that's when you go for the kills. Blue soldier here getting shot in the air, and it doesn't even matter. Blueberry Villain trying to save his team something for this, but it looks like they have lost the exchange. He will want to back up probably, or maybe just go for the bomb. Who knows? I guess he actually will go for some damage because he knows his opponents are not able to chase him down quite yet. But here comes the scout, and he's got to be careful about this one. Does actually get taken out. I think he hit a shot off. That was Hugh Laurie who took him down. Could have pulled out the shotgun to deal some more damage, but he probably wouldn't have gotten a kill either way. So he was kind of banking on that rocket to hit and hopefully deal like 70 damage in one fell swoop. Trisk with the nice jumps, going for the shot on Collide. Can't quite hit him though. very close to killing Marxus as well. Marxus has taken a lot of damage here, and Charisse is coming after him as well. Not quite able to hit the sticks, though, and Marxus will go back, grab the health kit, and be back up to full health before you can say back up to full health, I guess. What else would you say about that? Before you can say, where's my sandwich? I don't know. I'll think of something funnier eventually. The Goomba Stomp, though, you know what? I'm going to keep saying that. They are the Goomba Stomp team. Maybe they should wear the man treads. That would be pretty awesome. But a nice set of aggressive soldier bombs there by Goomba and friends. So Adamusk and his fellow soldier Waka both able to jump in, destroy the med. And now we got a little problem. It looks like Adamusk is actually out of ammo. It's just going to eat a rocket and die. So that's too bad. Too bad, my friend. We caught your glimpse of mediocrity on the camera there, but I'm sure we'll get the moment of glory eventually. And Moonchild on the scout right now, going to start trying to jump in. He's taking a lot of damage, but will grab that kit, take some heals from his med. And this round is looking a lot better for Goomba and friends. They are doing quite an excellent job of holding mid right now. And Collide is going to want to start launching some pipes at his opponents here. Don't know why the medic was there. That is a little bit weird. Scouts are now going to try and dive bomb in because there's just not a lot of time left, and if they can't get the kills here, it's not going to work for them. They actually realize, though, their med is down, but the rest of them are able to get in and take the point, so this is working pretty well for SYOPS. They're all really hurt, but they all came in together, and that is the power of teamwork. When you've got like 3 or 4 people shooting at one person, even if all those people are hurt, you are probably going to be able to force them back. They just had a numbers advantage, and they played it really well. Demo Man is going to die there, trying to defend the point, and now our scout probably going to die here as well. That is not going to work out for him. So Goomba playing this pretty well. Pretty well. Oh, an air shot, though. I just wanted to see that battle go without any sort of comment. We didn't need the comment. We just needed Walker to get, not Walker, Waka, to get shot out of the air. That was a nice shot indeed. I think it was by Trisk. I could be wrong. But here the positioning of Goomba and friends is pretty interesting here. They're trying to hold the enemy ridge for as long as possible, and you see them kind of giving up ground slowly, but maybe not slowly enough, as they are dying here. The only person to die in that push for SYOPS was going to be Charisse Demo Man. Everybody else stayed alive and managed to expertly destroy the entire enemy team. So, of course, it is in overtime. That means that if the blue team caps the point at any point, they win this round, because they have 0 time left on the clock. And you do see that SYOPS will have to hold it for over a minute. That's not an easy task, but they are being very aggressive on this hold. They're holding very far forward towards their enemy spawn right now. And a nice shot by Moonchild will take down Bot, so already kind of delaying the aggression here. Waka down as well. We're gonna kind of get a bird's eye view of the scene here as we see most of the aggression coming in through this right-hand side as you see it from the blue team. They are going to go ahead and Uber in straight towards the point. They just want to try and start the capture and force the enemies back away from the chokes. This is going to give the rest of their team some time to push in. But is it a good idea? Marxus is down. The soldier back here probably going to die as well. The scout's coming in after him, and there you go. Actually, the blue scout, who is this? Is this Bot coming in to help as well? Not terrible. They have definitely caused some chaos in the ranks among SYOPS, but SYOPS able to still get the kills. And 30 seconds now left on the clock. They are able to hold on to this. Not quite to the point of having an Uber yet, and they can't let their enemies get this capture. Right now it looks like blue team is very, very insistent that they are going to get this, and they very well could. There you go. Pushing the enemies back. There just were not enough people on the field from SYOPS to hold that down, so it is 2-0 in favor of Goomba and friends. SYOPS going to have to try and bring this one back. So who are you rooting for? Go ahead and give me a comment in the YouTube video right now. Which team do you want to win this one? Is it going to be Goomba and friends or SYOPS TF2? Because your predictions will make or break this video. I swear they will. And I appreciate them. I like to know which teams you guys like. It's like Goomba and friends getting off to a good start here. They've got to take down a heavy, but they do. And in fact, that was a robot switching to demo. Charisse going to heavy just because she decided she wanted somebody else to try demo for a little bit, or maybe a robot stepped up to the plate and said, okay, well, let's change it out. Mala's still on the medic, though. So, of course, they are still missing their demo man, which kind of sucks. Can SYOPS overcome? That's the big question. And Trisk has taken some hits here from this soldier. I apologize, I'm terrible at casting. But Waka gets taken out. Moonchild coming in to help Trisk on the flank here. And now that opens up an opportunity for Trisk to just sneak into the flank. He's got to watch out for the scout here, but actually the scout did not see him coming at all. So Trisk doing a bunch of damage. The Uber does come in from Goomba and friends. They're going to try and use this Uber actually to take down the heavy. An expert Uber flashing here from Marxist. You see what's happening there. He saw the heavy was like aiming at his friends, and so he just tried to make sure everybody was invincible who was surrounding that heavy. So they could take him down without losing players and getting killed. Bot going to go for the shot there on the demo, but Robot smarter than that. Not going to get his head lopped off quite yet. Meanwhile, Charisse is on that heavy again, and if you're going to have a heavy, you need to be able to take down the sniper. That's the thing. The sniper is going to hard counter the heavy unless they can take him down. Right now, they are not in position to take out Bot at all. Oh, yes, they are. Trisk is right there doing his job, and he does get taken out, but not before killing the sniper. So everything is set for SYOPS to come in and try to take this. Plus, they've still got that heavy, and now that they own the point, this is a good situation for them to be in. If you've got a heavy here and you own the point, it is a very, very tough defensive situation to crack, because you can't really dive bomb into a heavy. The only thing that is more difficult to jump through the air against is a sentry, because a sentry is just guaranteed to hit you. A heavy might not if he doesn't see you coming. But basically the whole point is that you are going to be shooting people out of the air, and you're going to be able to shut down those dive bombs unless an Ubered soldier comes and jumps into your face, I guess. Goomba and friends, though, going to go ahead and lay down some sticks on this point. Got to watch out for the pills. Good damage coming in from Trisk. Now Trisk actually taking over the role of a demo man. They're just trying to change out and see who will do the best for their team on that demo man, who can deal the most damage, because they're missing their main. Blueberry going for the air shot, doesn't manage to hit it, but the Uber will come in. And, oh, a robot gets headshot right away by Bot on the sniper. And once again, Blueberry knowing this is the biggest threat. Got to take down that sniper first before we go in for anything else, because there is absolutely no way the rest of his team could push in if that sniper was still up. But there you go. SYOPS is going to push in and secure the point once again. Keeping their heavy alive is going to be imperative here. Mala wants to make sure his heavy stays alive without taking too much damage himself. And Bot is already back up on the sniper, but Robot is now sniping as well. Going to be looking around to see which way that sniper's coming from. And this is a good counter to sniping. As soon as his team calls out, because you can be sure they're going to see this. Sounds like Trisk did die there on the demo, though, and that's not going to be good. What is Marxist running? Okay, regular medigun. So can Robot take down Bot? Yes, he can! A nice shot there. Now the Uber is coming in from Goomba and friends, and Robot grabbing that health kit. Going to be good for him, but not good enough as his opposing scout is still overhealed. Waka, though, going to get killed by a nice Uber. So Mala actually timing this Uber really well. They are able to defend the point very effectively because they could hold on to the Uber much longer than Blue Team could. And Collide does get taken down, so no demo man right now. Now Goomba's going to jump right back in and cap the point, though. So well done to them. Bot taking down Charisse on the scout now. And this could go to halftime real fast. Halftime, of course, done at... Oh, I did not even see what happened there. STV demos, that's what happened. But no, this could go to halftime real fast. 3-0 for Goomba and friends if SYOPS doesn't get it together. And Bot is going to be doing some crazy damage, taking down, well, actually, Trisk was taking, yeah, Bot got the kill on Trisk, assisted by Hugh Laurie. Normally you don't hear the phrase assisted by Hugh Laurie. You hear more like Chase assisting Hugh Laurie. You know, except it's not Hugh Laurie, it's Dr. House. Whatever, okay? I liked House. It was a good show. If you don't think so, you can go suck lemons. We got Goomba and friends, though, holding the point again. They only have to hold it for another 10 seconds to win this, and we are going to see a dive bomb in by SYOPS. They're going to try and make that desperation play just to hold on to the point. Probably not going to work, though, especially because they have Moonchild on the sniper right now. He is going to try and cover his teammates. Can he get the shots? No, he cannot. Unable to hit that soldier there, and the soldier does help take it down. So it is good half, ladies and gentlemen. 3-0 right now. Will this be much longer of a game? We'll find out. All right, we are back live once again, and my stream chat in the halftime saying a couple things. First, apparently there were 3 scouts on one team for a point. Not really. That was just the way the HUD looked. Apparently I needed to refresh my HUD. It was doing some weird stuff back there, so apologies. But the other thing they're saying is that Moonchild, such an insane sniper that at some point he apparently made a medic completely rage quit from TF2. Like, that is apparently how good of a sniper he is. So that may be overstated, but nonetheless, I have watched him snipe. Especially on like Foundry, but on any map practically where Moonchild is sniping, he's a good sniper. He is insane. Although I have also heard that he has like issues with some people, so you know teams don't necessarily like to have him on their team sometimes because of his attitude. That's all I know about it. That apparently he doesn't always have the greatest attitude, but you know what? Sometimes skill makes up for that, and it could be one of those overstated kind of things that people are just like, oh, he's got a terrible attitude, but he doesn't actually at all. I don't know. I haven't met the guy, so I can't claim to be an expert on this subject. Blueberry helping take down a scout here, trying to defend the med for SYOPS, but it doesn't work. Bot manages to pistol Mala down, and that is going to be a problem for SYOPS unless they can take down Marxist, who is probably at his spawn right now. How did all those stickies even get placed there? Collide does get taken down. A good play by Robot to realize, okay, if there's that many sticks on the point, it must mean the Demo Man was nearby. And he's going in after the med. Oh, not quite able to get the shots off. But meanwhile, Waka is taking a lot of damage here. Does end up dying. Oh, everybody's dying right now. So Marxist is still going to have a little bit of an Uber advantage. They are going to want to push this as fast as possible. Get that Uber built up and push in with it before Mala has the Uber ready to go. But Marxist actually getting backed up against the wall. A good kill by Cherise to see that coming. And so now Goomba is going to have to jump in and attack the med. This is kind of how the metagame works in TF2. If you lose your med, you jump at the enemy med. That's what you do. That's just how it works, especially on Viaduct, where the Uber is so crucial to pushing these points. But they were not able to get the kill, and I mean that's the thing is that like, as a team, when you hear, if you're playing competitive TF2 or whatever, when you hear the phrase "medic down," and that means your team has gotten a kill on the enemy medic, the first thing you should be looking for is enemies dive bombing after your med. Whether you are the med and you just need to escape and play conservatively and watch the skies, or whether you are one of the teammates trying to protect that med, you've got to make sure you preserve that Uber advantage. Because I guarantee you, at any level that considers themselves competent at TF2, people are going to dive bomb that med. It's going to happen. Collide taken down, so no Demo Man, but we are going to have a pause. Whoa, okay. I'm going to reload my HUD here. Boom. There we go. Times are looking better. Apparently, Waka having some issues there. And no, not the Waka from Final Fantasy X. Who, by the way, is voiced by Bender, and I find that hilarious. It's like you're playing Bender, except in Final Fantasy. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome, not going to lie. But incoming bomb from the red team, and that is going to put them back on the board, probably. SYOPS holding the point for a nice long time, though. This is working pretty well. Moonchild is taking a bunch of damage from the scout, and he does finally die there after some decent dodging. But we've still got a bunch of sticks on the point. Cherise wise to lay a sticky bomb at her feet. She knew there was going to be a dive bomb and soldier coming in there. And now the Uber advantage is set for the blue team. So, that medic skating around there. That's what happens after these balls. Oh, no! Why? The medic drop an Uber. Cherise did get a nice pill there on the soldier, but it was not enough. And so, no, the HUD is lying. Actually, there we go. I think it is mostly reloaded now, maybe? No, it's not reloaded. It's, in fact, not reloaded at all. This is what happens when it pauses. Something is broken. But, no, Mala dropped the Uber there. Not a good thing. And so that means the team will lose the point. Of course, they already have. And you do see Robot just doing what he can here. On the flank. Doesn't want to hit that rocket. Good dodging. Watch those pills as well. But they're doing what they can just to make a non-Uber push. I'm going to keep trying to reload the HUD if I can. Okay, so they're at 42% now, but it's still not loaded yet. No Uber quite yet for Marxist. He's getting really close, but Bot is down. Marxist is going to have to back up here a little bit as they've lost a team member. They've lost 2 team members now. You can see 2 down. 1 just respawned. That was Waka. There goes the Uber. So they are going to hold on to the point for a little bit longer. And that's actually going to tie up the scores here. But they have not managed to get the kill on Mala, so the Uber is going to be very, very close to ready for SYOPS. They did just lose Trisk. Not going to be as useful. But the Uber's ready now, so incoming blue Uber. They're going to try and use this to take that point. And Bot, meanwhile, is going to try and snipe them to death. Goes for that med. Not able to quite hit him. But he does manage to take down Blueberry. And can he get these other shots as well? Does manage to get a body shot off on Mala, who is taking some decent damage. But Bot probably going to die here. There you go. He does. Moonchild cleaning up right now. Look at that kill field. He does finally get taken down. Kill feed, I'm sorry. Does finally get taken down by Hugh Laurie. So, you know, Dr. House put people in his place here. I'm pretty sure it's what's happening. Don't you think he should play medic? I mean, honestly, if you're going to name yourself Hugh Laurie, unless we're talking about like the Hugh Laurie in the old comedy sketches with Stephen Fry and whatever else, because those were pretty awesome too, you know. Vintage Hugh Laurie, not going to lie, he's pretty hilarious. He's always been pretty hilarious. But we do have Goomba and friends getting pushed off the point right now. They do own it, and they're very, very close to overtime. This actually will probably get pushed into overtime. Maybe not. But they want to get in and capture this point. They want to put this game away. Remember, if they win this point, they win the game. The Uber is in right now, but the counter Uber comes in from Mala, not dropping it this time around, and gladly the HUD is fixed. But no, Goomba losing a lot of players here, so actually this round will probably end up going to SYOPS if they can just hold the point for a little bit longer, and they will kill everybody bombing in probably. Just got to take down the soldier. There you go. Goomba and friends dropping around to SYOPS TF2 and throwing out the GR. That does stand for good round, for those of you who are wondering. Good round, good half, so GH, and of course GG, that most famous of gamer phrases, will get thrown down at the end, regardless of who wins. Because so far, looking like a good game. SYOPS, though, they need to win 3 more rounds in succession. They cannot drop another round here or they lose the game. So, wow, a nice shot there in the air by Cherise, taking down Walka. And that does mean SYOPS will probably have an easy time pushing onto the point. Moonchild coming in from behind, going to help take down that scout. Do some good damage with the scattergun. Of course, the scout was finished off by Blueberry Villain, who, by the way, is a pretty awesome dude. Most of these guys are. Pretty awesome. Blueberry, though, always sounds to me like he's a very, very chill person. I have hung out and mumble with him before and with the rest of the SYOPS team. Cherry's getting taken down there, so my HUD still is not... I don't think it's working. Is it? Maybe. I don't know. I have no clue, guys. Honestly, I have no idea what's going on. But how is that different from normal? I'm a TF2 shoutcaster. I never have any idea what's going on. And Moonchild going to start taking down more players here, or at least doing the damage. Blueberry does end up whipping out the shotgun to finish off Hugh Laurie. And SYOPS holding the point. They're looking kind of dominant on it right now. They've got to watch out for these soldiers who are dealing some good spam damage. But Mala not really even hurt at the moment. So this is working out pretty well for them. Incoming soldiers, Moonchild will deal some more damage to them, and Cherie's going to come up and try to lay down some sticks, stop these soldiers from getting in onto her med. And look at the damage coming in now, taking down Atomisk with the pills. So it's quite a useful thing to be doing. They will probably have to give up the ground. You see that they are retreating now. It's a good call to retreat for a little while as the Uber fades away, though. They should be able to go back in. Maybe, maybe not. I guess they'll just wait for their Uber to get recharged. And you do see they have about a minute lead on the times right now. So once this Uber's ready to go, they can push right back in. Collide going to lay down some sticky traps just in case anybody decides to, you know, not be Ubered while they're pushing in there against the med. But the Uber's going to be coming in pretty soon, so we'll just have to see which way the Blues decide to push. Can they get there in time to actually take down the red team? Red's actually holding pretty far forward considering this Uber is going to come in pretty soon. They want to get this trap off. Nobody's spotted it yet for the blue team, and they do! Good trap on Blueberry Villains, so that's going to be immediately one man down. But, interestingly, SYOPS did not have to push the Uber to get the point back, and that means that if Goomba pushes in here with their own Uber, it may not be able to take the point. The only thing is, the reinforcements from SYOPS are going to be a little bit late. You do see that Robot and Blueberry Villain just spawned. They're going to have to try their best to get here as fast as possible. Bot may want to make Mala drop Uber here. He's trying to get the snipes off, but that's not happening just yet. Bot, we got to watch your camera for a little bit here. No, he cannot spot the medic here. He's going for the shots, but it's not going to happen. And his team is pushed in with the Uber already. Mala just now popping the Uber of his own, and so they will push in here with this Uber as the red Uber fades. They're able to deal a lot of damage. Robot does get taken down, so Bot got a good snipe done. But their heavy is not really able to push in very effectively. Atomisk, of course, did play heavy in Highlander, but now plays a lot of soldier. Marxist down. Atomisk doing some damage with the minigun, but he does get finished off by Moonchild, the child of the moon. And you do see that hat. What is that hat? I keep seeing it around. It's the, oh, it's the Robot Running Man, of course. Okay, so it's from the man versus machine mode, I think. I don't know, honestly. But it does sort of look like a hat from the moon. You know, it's got the angular stuff going on. Very, very 50s robot Moonanite type stuff. And yeah, if you're a fan of the Moonanites, shout out. But it sounds like an Uber coming in once again to stop the capture on the point. This round is looking like it's going very decisively to SYOPS. They are suddenly on a roll. And if they just hold it for 15 more seconds, they win the round. So that will put them within striking distance of actually winning this game. Trisk taking down Waka quite easily. A scout somehow managing to get behind. Nobody watching that flank quite well enough. But Moonchild finishing off Bot, even though he did kill the med. Nobody able to get into the point in time. And that means another round for SYOPS against Goomba. This has turned into a game, folks. 2-3 right now. 2-3. So can SYOPS maintain this, or will they lose the round that loses them the game? We will find out as Cherries gets out here and laying down a couple stickies just defensively. Deciding that if anybody jumps in at her, she wants to be prepared. But you do see Trisk dying right away to Collide. And now we're going to have actually a bunch of players dying. Once again, I should probably be watching these soldier cams, I guess. Seems like they are the thing to watch. But Cherries able to do a bunch of high-level damage there to Marxist, who is at like 14 health. He does get taken down by these scouts. The scouts who are all over the place. Collide can't hit them at all. 6 health left on this demo man, and he does die. Good play by the scouts. Waka still having problems, and that is really not going to help his team. You need to have everybody on the field dealing damage and tanking it as much as possible as well. Robot, can he get away here? Yes, he can. Somehow those 2 scouts were not able to chase him down and finish him off, but Mala dies to Atomisk. And that does mean that SYOPS have lost their med. Marxists will have a bit of an Uber advantage, but SYOPS holding the point right now, so it's not all is lost here. And SYOPS can actually still hold this one down. Trisk jumping up to just trying to harass this scout up here, and maybe harass the medic as well. But Marxist is going to be just fine. Healing up Bot as well, so they've got a good full team to push up. Waka now joining the game. They got to watch out for these sticky traps, but it looks like they will be okay to push forward. Goomba and friends, they want to take this. They take down the demo man. That's going to really help out. And Bot is starting to think about retreating just a little bit here from this crazy scout. Robot taken down, though. And where is Moonchild? I guess he is not on the field quite yet. Wow, Bot's just like eating damage today. You know that that heavy achievement where it's like take 1,000 points of damage as heavy in a single life? I think Bot's going for that as the scout. And I think he'll actually get away with it here, too. Somehow his survivability is actually working out. Is he changing to sniper? No, he's just getting health. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Once again, though, Goomba unable to hold that point for very long. The aggression from SYOPS right now is really working out quite effectively. Atomisk is going to try and jump in, maybe go for that med pick again. Got hit on the wall, though, and will have to retreat now. He's going to be in trouble as there's probably going to be a scout chasing him down. Maybe not. Now the rest of his team is out here as well, so he's going to start trying to connect with the med. Maybe. A nice little series of jumps there. He will get in and try to take down the med again, but once again, Blueberry is on top of him, taking him down, so he's not able to really jump in and effectively deal with SYOPS' medic. Plus Moonchild noticing that Walko is back there, so there are no soldiers left alive right now for Goomba and friends. Atomisk actually coming back up as the heavy. Offensive heavy, not an easy thing to push. So we're going to see, I want to see how he pushes this. Where are you right now, Atomisk? Okay. He's going to push up the left-hand side. He's going to try and get up that ridge without taking a lot of damage. He's at 400 health right now, which is a good amount of health to be at. And if SYOPS don't realize what's happening here, they are going to have a heavy at their doorstep right away. He can actually use this ridge to get within striking distance of the point. And now it's going to be so hard for SYOPS to jump back in against this because there's a heavy on the point. I mean, what do? You Uber, I guess, is what you do. But now it's an Ubered heavy. Even worse, even scarier. An invincible heavy is just about the worst thing you could possibly see trying to jump into. So Walka is actually down. It's going to be useful. And Marx is taking a bunch of damage too, but Atomisk still on the point, taking down Charisse. And finally, Blueberry Villain comes in to finish him off. But is that going to be enough? Moonchild, oh, with the meat shot on Hugh Laurie. And Moonchild's been going huge all game, I'm pretty sure. Yes, he is way outscoring everybody else on his team. So they will hold on to this point for a while longer, and actually they've only got 5 seconds left before it goes into overtime. You see that there is some capture time on the point right now by Red. All that capture time has to revert before overtime ends, but in overtime, capture time reverts, I think, even faster than it gains. So if you're just standing on the point, like you gain slowly, but as soon as you step off the point, capture time reverts really fast. So it is 3-3 now after some wildly successful rounds by SYOPS, and what are we going to see here? I mean, it's all down to this round. Nothing else matters. Who wins this round is who wins the game. And, oh wait, did it actually? So I didn't realize, but apparently the ESEA client has been amended so that if the second team comes back from 0 to get up to 3, they have basically a second break. That is what just happened right there. Scores are tied at 3-3, so Collide is going to start laying down the damage. Trisk taken down right away. That is the first kill of this basically decider round. And now Blueberry down as well, so no soldiers. I was about to say scouts, and that was dumb. No soldiers left alive for the red team means they're going to have a tough time bombing in at the medic. And that just gives a bunch of space for Goomba and friends to take the point and lay down some sticky traps here on these rocks as well. Interesting location for a sticky trap up here. Collide is kind of concerned about people dive bombing in at his med, trying to take this corner. We'll see if he actually manages to get anybody with this. As right now the SYOPS team want to push in. They are in the red. Soldier deciding he doesn't want to jump up there right away. And there goes the Uber. So the sticky traps are not going to be effective for now. I think they have been spotted and called out. But the Uber will... Oh, never mind. Collide is going to be able to take down robots with the sticky trap. Always useful. And that does mean that SYOPS is going to lose a lot of players here. They only have 2 fragging classes left alive. And yet, they're able to keep some aggression going right until Trisk actually dies. Not sure what robot is complaining about. Maybe the demo man. Maybe he just doesn't like it. But you know what? You got to deal with it, bro. You're playing 6v6 TF2. There's going to be a demo man every single round. All the time. Which pretty much means there's going to be sticky traps everywhere all the time. I mean, imagine playing with 2 demo men. This is why they disallow more than 1 demo man. There's a class limit on that. Because can you imagine, like, even after you take down 1 demo man, there's still going to be sticky traps everywhere? That would just slow the game down so ridiculously much. Anyway, Goomba's doing a pretty good job right now as they are... Ooh, forced out of their Uber, but they're holding the point, and they've almost held it for half the time they need to, down to 1:30 from the original time of 3 minutes. Bot taking almost all of this Uber and able to get a bunch of kills with it too. Plus Adamus manages to take down Charisse on that demo man. So things are looking up right now for Goomba and friends. They're looking dominant here so far. SYOPS, they really need to jump in and start dealing some damage here. Take the point at some point. But there's a lot of steps that have to be taken before they get there. You know, take down the enemy medic, get a couple of kills, take some positioning, be aggressive, and then finally get to the point where you can actually capture without being contested. It's a tough thing to do, and so Moonchild is going to start sniping for his team, going for the shot there against Waka, who does kill the demo man. 60 seconds left on the clock for the blue team, so Goomba and friends doing quite a good job. Moonchild going to walk up the stairs, but the scout takes him down from the side. Bot is just on a roll this round. And where is he? We're going to keep watching the bot cam because this guy has been doing an incredible job. He is, in fact, top scorer on his team for the round, but doesn't mean a heck of a lot right now. There you go. Another kill for Bot, just racking him up. This is going to be his round, I think, as it's very, very close to over already, so I think Goomba and friends may end up winning this, and if you predicted them, well, I guess you were right. Moonchild getting a good shot off, but finally Bot dies, and that is going to be the opening that SYOPS need to finally come in and capture this point. Moonchild is going to look for some more kills. Probably won't get any, as he is getting pressured right now, but his team should be able to push in and cap the point. The Uber is popped by Marxist. Actually, a very smart Uber play, because it guarantees that this is going to go into overtime. So that means that as soon as the blue team recaptures this point, as soon as they recapture the point, they will win. And in fact, if they can get enough kills, that might not be hard at all. Of course, SYOPS will probably get the cap here. Maybe. Oh, Scout doing such a good job of defending it, though. Demoman is going to try and get back on here, just edging that point. They will get the capture. That is exactly what SYOPS needed to stay in the game. Problem is, now they are getting so heavily pressured here. Moonchild does get a nice shot on the Demoman. We missed. It was kind of off screen. And SYOPS able to stop this capture just barely. Robot saving that so hard right now. But all it takes is a little bit of time put on that point here for our blue team before they capture it and win the game. And can they do it? Robot chasing the med into the spawn area. Can he get the kill? He's going for it, but no. Hugh Laurie defending his medic like a boss. If a couple more of those shots had hit, Marxist would be dead. So Robot kind of kicking himself right now. I can imagine. I know that feeling. It's like, oh, if only I had hit him with 1 or 2 of those shots, this game would be so different looking right now. But it is not. And the Goombas are going to push in, probably take the point here. Demoman trying to stop it, but that is it. Goomba and friends win the game. And they're going to be happy about that one, defeating SYOPS. SYOPS had some roster issues, and yet they put up a hell of a game. So thank you for watching SalTV, of course. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. See those little XTV particles, part of my HUD. If you want to download the HUD, check out my channel. It's up on the I think the upper right side of the page. So just look for the download link for the HUD on my channel, and I'm going to be signing out, fellas.